Hello everyone, this is Kathleen and I'm back again decorating this tapestry journal, and we have come to this page. It's the other side of the page where I have put this snippet edge on, and this is also kind of cut off. It's a cut edge, and I told you we were going to do something different on this side, and this is what we're going to do. In the kit, there was this really beautiful rose chiffon fabric, and it's awkward. It's quite awkward, and I wanted to show you how I'm making a pocket with it. I folded it over and sewed it, but I sewed it onto this tissue paper. It's like a stabilizer. When you sew things that are quite delicate, and then you often use a paper underneath as a stabilizer, and so I've just used this tissue. It will rip off, and then I'll be able to glue it down on the thread, the seams. So it's a double layer of this to give it a little bit of stability and structure. And then I ironed it with the press cloth, by the way, so that it didn't melt onto my iron. Yeah, so this is ready. So now I'm going to glue that here. And then I have also made off camera this little silk ruffle. I made it exactly the same as I always do, but I did it on a little piece of paper so that I could do it ahead of time. And then that's going to go here on the edge. And then we're going to do a stamped tag and put a couple of things inside the pocket. So let's do that. So the first thing I need to do is just tear the pocket off. And get all the tissue off of it. Thrown away. And now it's ready to glue down on the page. So let's do that. I'm going to put the glue. Here's a little bit of tissue still on there. To be able to get that off. All right, I'm just going to put some glue along the edge. I'm going to put glue right on the stitching and then kind of towards the edge where the fabric is wanting to fray, so that as it frays it won't pull up, ravel and pull up. All right. So because I'm putting the glue underneath the stitching, then it's not, it doesn't matter quite so much if there's a glue mark under there, because it's not noticeable because it's under the stitching anyway. All right, now there is glue. It's going to be stiff, so I'm going to give this just a little shot of drying. If you can be patient with me for a minute, because I don't want that glue, sticking to this page. I'd like for it to be dry before I go on. So you can see how easy that was. I mean, I know I did some of that off camera, and it's kind of awkward. The fabric is kind of awkward, but yeah. Okay, now let's take the little snippet of silk ruffle, and I'm just gonna glue on the paper and glue it down. And I've used a little bit of the bling. Let's see how far that sticks out. That's good. Just to decorate it, and one of the little antique buttons, shirt buttons. I really like it when the buttons have thread on them, because then it looks more authentic when you glue it on. It looks like it's been sewn on. Okay, so that looks good. So that's done. Isn't that easy? Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to do some, I've got this piece of antique ephemera that's going to go in there, and I chose that specifically because of the green, the pretty green color, which kind of blends well with the leaves. And then this is a little piece of the sari fabric that I have ripped, and I'm just going to take this tag. This is a journal card. It was also in the kit. I'm going to stick that through there and just tie it once as a little tag topper. And that will go in the pocket. And then I'd like to make another tag to go in, and this is, we're going to do some stamping. I'm going to use this, and it is one of the foundation pieces that I made to go in the kit. And I just have a bunch of different stamp kinds of ink, and we're going to use this little stamp set. It's a rose, because this is a rose, and it's a layered stamp. So we'll start with the base, and then there's a middle layer and a final layer. But if I just try to stamp this on here, it's not going to work quite as well. So I have this piece of book page, and I like the paper, and so I've looked for part of the page that is has blank space, and then I'm going to create I'm trying to decide whether to bring it off on this side, or yeah, I think we'll put it on this side. Okay, so I'm going to make a fold there so that I know where my edge is, and then we're going to stamp. So I will take, first of all, the base. Oh, I need my acrylic block. Sorry, I should have thought to have that ready. There it is. Here I am, coming back. All right, so here's my acrylic block. We'll put that on there. And they don't stick after a while, but I think that sticks well enough. And I'm going to put just a real light, I'm going to do two. I have Tattered Rose Oxide. Yep, this is the way my life goes recently. Okay, we'll put that down first. That's very, very light. You can hardly see that, and that's okay because it's just going to be background. All right, now I remember now what I was going to do. I am going to take just a little bit, just a tiny bit of this abandoned coral, because I want to try to get some shading, you know, going in this. So I'm just going to put just a little bit in here and try to put it back on top. And it doesn't matter. This is one of those, there we go. That's where it's going to be. All right. This is one of those stamps that is, you know, variable anyway. And this is, I'm going to spray it just to activate that ink a little bit. Let me dry that. Okay. Now the second one is going to be this aged mahogany, kind of on top. Figure out, yep, it goes like that. There we go. And then before I put the final one on, I'm going to do some leaves. Just a couple little leaves coming out. Let me put this on here because this is going to stamp off the paper and I want it to be there we go. And then we'll come back, and when we glue it, then we'll glue it so that that matches up. And there's a little tiny one. It seems to be missing. But here's a small one. So we'll put two. Maybe I should do that going off. Yeah, that'll end up going off the card, but that'll be okay. All right, and now we'll do the final. The final one is we're going to do with this thistle archival ink. All right, let me make sure I know which direction it is. There we go. That goes on the top like that. All right, so there's that pretty stamp. Now I need my just the distress to kind of go around the edges of this. Yeah, there's a little bit of water. It's picking up that. That's all right. Okay, now we're going to put that on the card. Actually, before we do that, here's the green. I wanted to do a little bit of a flourish with my flourish stamp. Sorry if this is shaking. Let's see. Let's hope that's in a good spot. I can't see very well. Yeah, pretty good. All right, then we'll glue this on. Line that up. Trim that off. I really like making these foundations. I keep them in a box in my closet because they come in really handy when I want to make a tag that's really, it's really nice. I just have kind of a head start, you know, and then I can add something that's kind of theme specific and finish it off. But it just gives me a head start. It takes less time, you know, kind of when I'm busy and wanting to finish it up. So there's that tag, and I will look. Here's a little piece of seam binding. So I will just smash that, breathe on it. If I breathe on it, it gives it a little bit of moisture and kind of crinkles it a little. And I kind of like it crinkled. So pull that through. Pull that through. All right. Crinkle it a little more. That's too long. So we'll just trim some of that off. Okay. All right, there's that tag. See how pretty it matches? Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. All right, so we put that in, and there's that page is done. Yeah, I like it. All right, thanks for being with me, and we have a couple more things to do, and then this will be finished. Thanks. Bye-bye.